So we are, once again, gearing up to head out here on Timbergold Trails, still chasing that giant nontypical mule deer buck. And one of my favorite things to do with this hunt, hunting the same map over and over again, is kind of change up our approach. So we've spawned at the far east lodge this time, and we're going to try working our way down along this area of the map, a place that typically we go late in hunts. I'm going to try going through there early and see if that makes any kind of difference. And kind of an interesting start here. We haven't gone that far, and we've got our first buck coming in, but that doe, combined with where that buck stopped at, could be a bit of a problem. So he's around 30. Doe's getting real close here. If we can just get an arrow in him, I'd be pretty happy with that result. That's no way. Can we get away with this? In a stand, sure. I can expect the doe to not spook, but standing there at, what do we shoot her at? 14 meters, something like that? I thought for sure she'd take off. It was even 13 meters, double lung for her. And then this guy, whatever we hit, managed to drop him as well. And when we're 450 meters into the hunt, just kind of leaving the lodge, I will take that any day, getting away with not spooking a single thing. That was lung and liver. Good deal. Not a very big buck, 102 inches, but that could have gotten a whole lot worse. Now that looks intriguing. 375 to 425 Rocky Mountain elk. That one tine on the left is short, but 3 back tines, good brow tines, and we're kind of scooting down towards this tree stand. I think, as he just bugled there, in the interest of having the best possible setup, we'll probably sneak into that and try to get him over there. That might be a 400. It doesn't look like a giant frame to me, but man, does he maybe have the time length to make up for it. So one kind of telltale sign for 400 plus elk, and really is with both Rockies and Rosies, more so with Rosies though, because Rockies can make up for it with this insane tine length. Normally the brow tines are kind of wavy, and we don't see that here. They're very much just straight and curved. And the other thing is, you got to keep in mind, we need a 410 here to make up for the probably 10-inch deduction on that tine there. Gotta get him a little bit closer. Man, those back tines though are massive. He might still be. It's not like the gigantic frame, but like I said, those back tines, there's a ton of inches of antler and not too much deduction there. Don't really feel like taking a 40-meter shot and messing this up, and he's just taking his time. That's pretty cool though. And I think this is going to be our opportunity. He's going to stop at about 25. Really though, like on that little uphill slant, gives us a decent shot into the vitals. So see if we can get this lined up. He was actually just about to take a step as we took that shot, but dropped him and he kind of rolled backwards off that little hill. Nothing else sneaking in. So let's go see. Is that guy going to hit 400 and make up for the one deduction? Or does he fall a little bit shy? That triple back tine's always encouraging. And big back tines at that, really solid looking. Got him lung, liver, stomach 392. And you know, we all love big antlers in this game. We all love 400 plus elk, but that is the one thing that kills so many of them. One deduction like that, and you go from a maybe 405 to a 390s. And that's what makes them so rare and so sought after. So many things have to work out perfectly, or you get such a big frame that it makes up for it. And that's why we enjoy going after them so much. So a 392 elk, not a bad thing to take down early on here. Hopefully there's a mule deer buck out here, maybe with even a little bit more total antler than that. You know, on a lot of our good Timbergold hunts, there's always something that has the potential to disrupt the entire thing. We don't have high enough puma tracking to get a weight estimate, but to me, that looks like a big puma track. And we just fast traveled down here. All I wanted to do was work our way up the river, but now instead we're trying to track down this guy, and hopefully it's not a big deal. Hopefully we get either a call from him or one of those unidentifiable calls, the sort of noises they make, and we can just bring him in. There's our puma. Now, is that an actual call? It was. Good news, it is a male, so at least identifying the track got us that far. Now we're gonna hopefully see if it's a good size one. I keep thinking I'm hearing footsteps. Something else is near here, but hopefully we can just bring that puma down our way. It shouldn't have to go that far, since everything's uphill here. Hopefully we get eyes on it and get a shot at it with the 30-06. I can hear him. He's right here somewhere. Could it be behind that hill? It's super like soft footsteps. It has to be him. That track was not there a minute ago. So he's like right there? Oh, a gray. Oh no. That hit the hill. I can't believe that. It was max weight estimate. That hit the hill? Such pain. Oh, they're not fun to track. Okay. That's not good, but we know he's potentially really big and the gray fur. I can't believe that. I'll have to like replay it. I'm pretty sure the crosshairs were above the hill. Maybe just hitboxes, maybe because the barrel of course is lower than the scope. Just didn't quite have enough height. I can't believe that. We caught him right in there, and we get to do this again. The only advantage is, like, there's not a lot of room for him to go. So if we just take this slow, probably crawl track again, that's what we were doing, we can get back on him, but we've spent hours at times tracking pumas early on when they were released. I hope this isn't another case of that. So take 2 of this. Just saw him sneaking by there. That might actually be a good one. I think there's potential there. Good looking one for sure. And we know he's max weight estimate, so let's this time get a shot that actually hits him and nothing else. Probably right in there is going to be the spot for it. Try to keep that shot away from the skull so that if we do a skull mount of him, it won't have a bullet hole in the lodge. And let's go and see what we're looking at. Actually, not a bad deal. Probably 5-10 minutes, something like that, since we spooked him before. Fortunately, we're able to call him back in and get him down. So, what is the weight of this guy? 76 kilo. It's on the low end. 15.1 after all that. He's actually a really small puma. Man, that weight estimate and stuff, I thought he was going to be a really good one. So, bit of time wasted. Rather than walking up to the river from here now, let's just fast travel back to this location and then maybe try to get across. There were a bunch of elk when we were here before, so I'm kind of guessing these are maybe some of the same ones, not really all that interesting. And we really haven't had much from mule deer yet, so I think we may just ignore that. Actually, I might have been wrong. There's a 380 to 430 elk standing there. What's going on today? This has felt like a sort of elk heavy spawn, lots of elk around. And clearly we should have taken our time more because we nearly walked away from another potential 400. Now, oh, he's got that same deduction, same side and everything, but I think he maybe has a little bit bigger frame. And rather than try to get him all the way around the lake, I think we'll just use the 30-06 again. And as soon as he gives us a clear opportunity, and we are not shooting until he's well clear of the ground here, we'll try to get him. So that's probably gonna work. Long back tines again. No wavy brow tine, so it's not that giant frame. And somehow, that didn't drop him. Probably single lung if I had to guess. So I would think he's gonna fall somewhere up there. Still going as far as we can see though. So it was indeed single lung, which means he should be laying, I would have thought before this hill. He must have gotten just out of sight there. We saw that one last flash of him going through the trees, and almost certainly he would have dropped right after that. And indeed, right over the top of the hill. Let's see if we can get this guy to crack 400. I can't believe it's the exact same deduction and everything. Fingers crossed for this. Got him single lung at 101 meters, 388, so actually a little bit smaller even than the last. In the trees here and stuff, I'm not going to bother with the trophy shot. We already have essentially the same elk, but a little bit better trophy shotted. Couple of really quality bulls, and then that wild puma chase that we had. Been a decent hunt so far. Definitely got to get on some muleys though. Well, at least we finally have a mule deer buck here, 110 to 140, and this might just be one of those hunts where we never really get where we're trying to go. We've got another track to follow, this time actually what we're after, and not a puma, but a max weight mule deer track just down there, and hopefully we can actually find that, and maybe it'll be something decent. But getting this guy is a little bonus for now. Probably like a 120, kind of small for that frame, I think. Long liver intestine though got him dropped, 119 actually, and hopefully this guy's not too far away. So finally caught up with him. Not a huge buck, but not bad. 180 to 205, if he'll clear those trees, hopefully we can just get a quick shot in there, and then maybe we can finally make our way up the river like intended. So that's about 30. We get to full draw before he gets onto us, and hopefully he's gonna stop right there. That shot's exactly what we wanted, so not a bad deal. Took a minute to get onto him, and for the second time now, we had the Puma and this. We've spent way more time on the west side of the map than intended. 134 kilo, 189 score. So maybe this time, we can actually make our way up through here and actually get up the western side of that river. Bit of a situation going on here. We have a kind of smallish buck coming in on this side. Over here across the river, there are multiple decent bucks. That guy's 175 to 200. That guy is, I think, yeah, 170 to 200. And unfortunately, this is just gonna have to be a case of try to get maybe both if we can with the rifle. That'll get him. Where did the other one go? Okay, I don't know how he pulled that off. Probably not gonna worry about it too much then. Good chance we're just tracking things forever again, so we'll just take our one. He must have done like a loop there to stay out of our sight. But a nice frame on this guy. Short tines everywhere, which has kind of been the story of this hunt in a way. Heart, stomach, and intestine shot. 190 score despite all that. I think there's a chance the other one scored higher, but that guy's frame definitely was significantly bigger. But we're starting to get into some better bucks now. 180 to 205 on that guy. And much like earlier, although kind of paused there for a minute, try to get the full draw while they're moving. That step forward I did not expect. I think we just stuck him right in the spine. Really lucked out on that one that we're not tracking him for half an hour, but we'll take the lucky shot and probably again, maybe around 190, something like that. Decent frame, short tine. The second shot did nothing, by the way. Intestine again? I guess 2 arrows was enough to get him down. 192. Makes him our best buck of the hunt at least, though. Well, I figured eventually we'd see another Puma. I think that's a female or a tiny male. Yeah, it is a female, but something we've talked about many times. You get different, like, banners for different achievements in the Hunter Classic, and the one that I like the most is 100 kills for every species in the game, and I think it's like Puma, Sandbar, and Lynx that we have left. So if we can sneak in here and get that, I want to say it'll bring us to 43 Puma, so it's a ways to go. But all this time on Timbergold, after the 400 non-tip, we've started to rack up some Puma kills. And even better, she's actually walking right at us, so if we can get this lined up, about 120 meters or something like that. Good time to turn, we'll get her down. I think that's kill number 10, Puma number 2, and this time we didn't have to spend half an hour tracking it. So we will absolutely take that. Still think you get a decent GM reward even for a female Puma. Double lung, yeah, I mean 26 GM compared to you shoot a doe, you get nothing. So we'll take that. And even another solid buck, as I think wolves are maybe chasing an elk through here. 190 to 220 on this guy. Maybe a 200 to wrap this hunt up, because I do think, unless we mess this up and have to track, that'll be our last kill. Fortunately, minus, tracking Pumas around the entire map. No tracking needed as far as blood trailing goes, I guess, other than that single lung 30-06 shot on the elk. I think that guy's gonna get there. I don't see anything that keeps him shy. Double lunged him, 15 meters, 204 to wrap us up. So, unfortunately, no non-tips, but I think 3 big frame muleys, despite the fact that we didn't actually shoot that many today. Elk everywhere, 2 380 plus elk, 388 and 392. Couple of Pumas, pretty solid hunt out here on Timbergold Trails. Unfortunately though, nothing to go to the Trophy Lodge, despite all those solid kills. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.